New Mexico is the land of enchantment and is one of the most beautiful states in the American Southwest, while some would even argue the most beautiful in the nation. Over 2 million people call the fifth largest state home, and many people have inhabited the land for centuries. The state consists of 4 land regions: the Great Plains, the Colorado Plateau, the Rocky Mountains, and the Basin and Range region. Driving across the state leaves no doubt as to why it is nicknamed the Land of Enchantment. But New Mexico has a lot of mystery to it as well. From its centuries-old settlements to atomic bomb droppings, this list will look at all the unique and mysterious facts about New Mexico. Number 10 are its pueblos and nations of people. Believe it or not, the pueblos of New Mexico have been inhabited for over 1,000 years. Pueblos, the Spanish word for village, are the permanent residential structures in these communities throughout the Rio Grande Valley. There are 23 Indian tribes located in New Mexico, 19 pueblos, 3 Apache tribes, and the Navajo Nation. Each tribe is a sovereign nation with its own government, ways of life, and centuries-old traditions and culture. Visiting the pueblos in New Mexico are a window into the past, where indigenous people lived on the land long before the Spanish colonized the nation. Number 9 is that New Mexico is actually a wine country. Very few people think of purchasing a fine wine from New Mexico, but the reality is that the state is a producer of wine, and you're missing out. The state doesn't just make wine, it makes fine wine. Winemaking isn't a new thing either. They've been producing wine for over 400 years. Franciscan Garcia de Zuniga and a monk named Antonio de Arteaga started growing wine grapes along the Rio Grande around 1629. By the late 1800s, New Mexico was the epicenter of wine-growing regions in the United States, producing over 1 million gallons each year. Take a back seat, Napa Valley, because New Mexico has you beat. Today, there are almost 50 wineries throughout New Mexico, and many of the wines produced there can give a European wine a run for their money. It was, after all, the Spanish that first grew wine in the area. Number 8 is the education level of New Mexico. Did you know that New Mexico has more PhDs per capita than any other state? New Mexico, though being the third poorest state, cranks out more PhDs per capita than any other. Why? They have a large concentration of research facilities. Albuquerque is home to Sandia National Laboratories, alongside many other research facilities. Of course, we can't forget Los Alamos National Laboratory. Stay tuned, because Los Alamos will come back on this list, as well as Intel and several government agencies like the Forest Service and National Park Service. And who could forget Microsoft? On April 4th, 1975, Bill Gates and Paul Allen established it in an Albuquerque garage. Number 7 is the Taos hum, and it is exactly what it sounds like. It's a mysterious sound. Hums have been reported all over the world, and the one in the United States can be heard in Taos, New Mexico. A 1990 study into the Taos hum indicated that at least 2% of locals could hear it, with each listener hearing it at different frequencies between 32 and 80 hertz. Those who can hear it are split equally between male and females, and middle-aged people are most likely to hear it. Many scientists are skeptical that the sound is physical as opposed to a psychological phenomenon. The most common description of the hum is sounding like a low diesel engine, which has led skeptics to believe that the hum is simply that. The hum was first heard back in 1993, and residents demanded an explanation. Most people come to Taos to ski or see the famous pueblo, but for some visitors, there will be a mysterious sound. Number 6 is the world-famous Hot Air Balloon Festival. The Albuquerque International Balloon Fiesta is the largest hot air balloon festival in the world, featuring over 500 hot air balloons each year. The 9-day event happens annually in early October. It began in 1972 with only 13 balloons and has grown to the over 500 that we see today. The festival is about more than just flying through the air. There are competitions like balloonists competing to drop a marker closest to a target. There are also distance races where special long-distance gas balloons are inflated and launched. The winner of the race is the balloon that travels the farthest, with some balloons having gone as far as the East Coast and even Canada. There are also demonstrations of skill and agility, as well as concerts, artists, food, and fireworks. Number 5 is the roads, or lack thereof. Around 75% of New Mexico's roads are unpaved. With such a vast amount of desertscape, maintaining paved roads are expensive and apparently unnecessary. New Mexico has a staggering 25,000 miles of unpaved roads. Dirt, sand, clay, stone, and caliche make up the unpaved portion of the roads. The state isn't all dirt roads and rustic ranches, though. There are 3 interstates that traverse the state, including I-10, I-40, which spans from the Arizona to Texas border, and I-25, which runs from the southern part of the state up to Colorado. Though it may seem daunting to take a rental car on an unpaved road, however, many of these roads take you to unforgettable and magical locations. Chaco Canyon, Diablo Canyon, the Bisty Badlands, and Dripping Springs Natural Area are just a few of the amazing places that you can only see if you venture on one of New Mexico's many unpaved roads. Number 4 is a bizarre fact that more people would probably associate with Hawaii, but this honor goes to New Mexico. New Mexico is home to a volcano that is over 60,000 years old. That's right, Capulin Volcano is located in northeastern New Mexico, but don't get too excited. The volcano is extinct. Visitors can take a paved road, which is apparently a rarity in New Mexico, that spirals gradually around the volcano, allowing you to drive up to a parking lot at the rim of the now extinct volcano. The volcano is part of the Raton-Clayton volcanic field and is the easternmost volcano in North America. It is estimated that the last time it erupted was around 56,000 years ago, long before any humans inhabited the New Mexico region, which is believed to only be 11,000 years ago. And we use the term only very loosely. That's still a long time. So you don't have to fly all the way to Hawaii to see a real volcano, but rest assured, the floor will not be lava. Number 3 is the show Breaking Bad. Many people remember the iconic show Breaking Bad that aired from 2008 to 2013. The show follows Walter White, a high school chemistry teacher who becomes a ruthless kingpin in the local methamphetamine drug trade. He is driven to provide for his family financially after being diagnosed with inoperable lung cancer. Who wouldn't want to imagine that their high school teacher moonlights as a drug kingpin? What does all of this have to do with New Mexico? Well, the show was set there, and you can take a Breaking Bad RV tour and see all the famous landmarks from the show. Visitors can book a tour in a replica of the Breaking Bad RV and see iconic sites such as Jesse's house, Chucky's, Doghouse, Walt's house, and more, like the Breaking Bad store. Number 2 is the food. More specifically, it's chili peppers and enchiladas. With its proximity to Mexico and fusion of indigenous and Latin culture, the food certainly reflects this. Let's start with the enchilada. New Mexico is home to the world's largest enchilada. The Guinness World Record certificate was awarded to Robert Estrada at Roberto's Mexican Food Restaurant. The certificate, dated October 8, 2000, states that he holds the world record for the largest 3-layered flat enchilada with a circumference of 33.89 feet and a diameter of 10 feet and 5 inches. Now that's a huge enchilada. New Mexico is also known for its chili peppers. The New Mexican chile is a group of chile peppers first grown by Pueblo and Hispanic communities throughout Santa Fe de Nuevo Mexico. The chile, which starts out green then ripens red, is commonly used in American Southwest cuisine. It is a relatively mild pepper, coming in at only 800 to 1400 Scoville heat units, SHU. For perspective, a bell pepper is 0, a poblano pepper is 2000, a jalapeno comes in at 10,000 SHU, and the Carolina Reaper comes in at a whopping 2.2 million SHU. And now for number 1. This is probably one of the most iconic things there is to know about New Mexico. New Mexico is the site of the first atomic bomb ever to go off on Earth. Anyone who's part of the Oppenheimer movie craze probably knows that the epicenter for the atomic bomb, or the Manhattan Project, took place in Los Alamos, New Mexico. If you go there today, you can visit the Manhattan Project National Historical Park. This is not like any other national park you'll visit. At this park, you'll see where Oppenheimer worked with other scientists to develop the world's first atomic bomb. While the bomb was ultimately dropped on Japan in the cities of Hiroshima and Nagasaki, which arguably ended World War II, many people don't realize that the test drop happened here in the US, or more specifically, New Mexico. The world's first nuclear explosion occurred on July 16, 1945, when a plutonium implosion device was tested at a site that was a mere 210 miles south of Los Alamos, on the plains of the Alamogordo bombing range known as Hornada del Muerto. The code name for the test was Trinity. Come to New Mexico and visit both sites to explore a dark side of history. And don't worry, there isn't any nuclear radiation left.